talk about. Like, I like Lamar Jackson. I know people think you don't like him, Jay. You're critical. That's what we do. We're critical of everybody. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, LeBron, everybody. And Lamar Jackson is a two-time MVP. He's a dynamic player. When he's on, you're watching. He came out here to SoFi to play, I think it was the Chargers, either last year or 2 years ago. I was at the game. He's electrifying. You can't take your eyes off him. He's unbelievable. And he keeps coming up empty in the playoffs, which is fine. You know, not everybody wins right out of the gate. But Lamar went on some digital show with Kevin Hart. I need to take a quick timeout. Kevin Hart, for my money, is the funniest guy going. I know people like Theo Vaughn and all these other comics. Kevin Hart's the man. I'm a huge fan. His movies, his stand-up. I've seen him live. He's great. Kevin Hart also does like an ice.
I'm really not outspoken, like being vocal with my guys, like, oh, let's do this and that, or got a great motivational speech. I don't have that. You know, I just pretty much lead by example. I go out there, I'm gonna work hard. I expect that out of you. But as I've been growing in the league, it's like, nah, you gotta talk to the guys. Coaches and stuff like to tell me, like, talk to the guys. I'm like, all right. Now I talk to them one-on-one, but certain things I'm seeing, I gotta voice it more. Like, what's my opinion more to those guys?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like when you're in a job interview and, you know, they ask you one of these, like, what's your biggest weakness? And you give one of these answers that says, like, I don't have a weakness, you know? Not having a weakness, that's my weakness. Like, something like that. And I'm like, really? Leadership? You either have that or you don't. I don't think, like, 5 years into the league, something snaps and you're a leader. Like, Justin Herbert is quiet and just doesn't say much. That's who he is. He's not changing, you know? Patrick Mahomes is a fiery dude. He was that way at Texas Tech. He's that way in the NFL. He's not changing. Lamar Jackson's a quiet guy. He doesn't say a lot. Tom Brady, remember him on the sideline with the Patriots? He would F-bomb people and dog cuss them. That's who he was. Fiery. Everybody's different when it comes to leadership. If Lamar was given truth serum before the Kevin Hart interview, what's the biggest? Hey, man, I've had some rotten playoff games. Going to Buffalo, I couldn't do anything. This past year in Buffalo, I started slow, fumble, interception. I got us in the hole. I can't play like that. On the road, I haven't delivered in the playoffs. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Mark Andrews, if he catches that, it's a different discussion. But look at the game log of Lamar Jackson. He has not been great in the playoffs. And yeah, I see the drops on the screen, and that's not always on him, obviously. What's his name against Kansas City when they were at home? Had the fumble, the young receiver, Zay Flowers, had a brutal game. But right out of the gate, like, Lamar Jackson wasn't awesome. Teams have seen him. They know how to game plan for him. He needs to become a different quarterback in the postseason. And that's not a knock. It's just a reality. Right now, that's the only kryptonite he has. The calendar turns to January, and all of a sudden, Lamar Jackson, oh, shoot, what are we getting here? Are we in trouble? I mean, look at the numbers. 3-5 in the playoffs. Completion percentage down. Passer rating down. It hasn't been great. Now, you're playing the best of the best. But for a two-time MVP, that, to me, is his weakness. I don't want to hear this leadership nonsense.
Okay. Should have just stuck with talking about Kevin Hart. I mean, I disagree with everything he said about Kevin Hart, but at least it would have been a little bit more chill, a little bit more laid back here. Okay. First off, of course, oh my god. Of course you can grow and evolve as a leader. Of course. And for Lamar Jackson, it was something because he actually seems incredibly humble. He's not the type of person who walks into the room and thinks that his voice should be heard above others, that he knows more than other people. He is really laid back in that regard. And he does just kind of want to let people be, let others just be themselves. And it's what I talked about this last season and near the end of last season, where I talked about that there's a innocence to Lamar and a childlike quality of him. And it's something that I think is awesome about Lamar. There's that innocence that I actually really, really respect and appreciate. And a lot of times when you kind of have that mentality, like, yeah, you're not walking out with your chest out and thinking like, I'm the leader. I'm the man of this team, etc., etc. And so it is something that he is continuing to grow and evolve. Like he said, the coach has told him, like, hey, go talk to these guys. Go do this. Talk to them one-on-one. If you're seeing something, say it out loud. Like, that's something that you learn and grow as a player when you start to feel like your knowledge, what you're seeing, actually holds tremendous value. Because for a long time, when you're up and coming, it's the coaches fundamentally know more than you. They're older than you. They've been around longer than you. They oftentimes played at a higher level than you. And it's just like coach knows, coach knows, coach knows. But then, of course, when you reach like a level like the NFL, you reach a level where your expertise, your instincts, your experience holds tremendous value. And it takes a minute or two to be like, oh, like this, like you actually hold some knowledge. And I remember, and I didn't play in the NFL, but when I reached a certain level where I was like, oh yeah, coaches know. And then it was just like, I reached a point where I was like, well, wait a second. Like, I know a lot here. And actually, my opinion and what I'm seeing, like, I need to voice this. And I remember I'd go to coach and be like, you should do this and this. And they didn't always listen to me, but I was like, this is what we need to do. Like, this is actually the moves that we need to make. Like, this is the direction that we need to go into. And, like, that is what Lamar Jackson is learning and growing and evolving at. Yeah, maybe your personality won't fundamentally change from being fiery or being quiet, but the way you lead, the way you talk to people, maybe you recognize that when a Zay Flowers fumbles the ball, has a bad moment, maybe in year 1, year 2, you wouldn't really say anything. But in year 5, in year 6, year 7, year 8, you realize, no, I need to go talk to him. I need to be the one that walks up to him and says, yo, it's all good, man. I make mistakes all the time. I do not care. Let's get after it. Even something little like that. Like, it's all good. Let's go. So to act like you're not going to grow and evolve and change in that, like, that's absurd. That's absurd. And the reason why I take issue with this, with when we just look at stats, and it does make it look like it's all Lamar. That Lamar just falls off a cliff. And it's just not true. And this is what I keep saying about the Ravens. Lamar has not played good enough. The team itself has not played good enough. And the coaching staff has not been good enough. It has been all 3 phases. But when you put up something like this is like everyone else is great, but Lamar just chokes. And I take such issue with that. Such issue with that. I mean, for the last 2 years in the divisional round and in the AFC Championship game, I strongly question what the heck was the coaching doing. And then the players around them, whether it's Zay Flowers get the fumble, the unsportsmanlike conduct. They had like 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, I believe, in that AFC Championship game. You got missing kicks. You got dropping passes, obviously, in the divisional round. Like, yeah, was Lamar Jackson perfect? Obviously not. In that AFC Championship game, I'm gonna live on this hill because it's just that was about the Baltimore Ravens failing Lamar. No question about it. No question about it. In the divisional round, could have Lamar Jackson played better? Absolutely. 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 But did he still play great when they needed it most? And did he still put that team in a position where they could have won? Absolutely as well. Just like we've seen like we've seen Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. I went through all of those. I singled out multiple games of Tom Brady, of Manning, of Mahomes, where they all threw interceptions and fumbled the ball and this or that. But their team came up. Their team stepped up when it mattered most. Their team made the plays down the stretch. That was the difference. And Lamar Jackson was robbed of that moment. So no, I don't put that all on Lamar. This is a team sport. So you can criticize Lamar. It's okay to do that, but tell the whole story. You got to tell the whole story. And earlier on in the playoffs against the Bills and against some of these other teams, like, yeah, it wasn't great. Wasn't great. But also at this point, I'm kind of like, I really only care about these last couple of years at this point. I really do. And I question the team more than just Lamar, more than anything. That's my view. That's my outlook on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Like when we look at something like this, it really does irritate me because it just makes it look like he just falls off, and it's just not accurate. It's really not. And yeah, I mean it just it matters. It absolutely matters. And that's where it's so tricky with the Ravens because they've both done a great job of supporting him, but then also at times not supporting him. He's had great teams around him, great defenses, a lot of pieces around him, but then those same pieces can literally drop the ball. You can average, what was it last season, like 10 penalties. I mean, like something outrageous. They led the NFL in penalty yards and penalty and just like penalties itself. And it was just like, again, when I look at something like that, I'm like, that's indefensible. It really is. It's indefensible. It's not like, oh well, they just play so aggressive or they just push everything to the limit. It's like, no, that's just undisciplined. That's just, you are not practicing efficiently. You are not getting the right message across this team. And could Lamar Jackson as a leader help out with that? Maybe. Could he go to the coaching staff and say, we need to stop with this? Can we figure something out to reduce our penalties? Or can he give a speech to the team and say, we got to stop with this? Maybe. Could be. But I just like, I don't know. I don't know why we're going to take issue with him talking about like leadership and being his biggest adjustment. Like his biggest adjustment is leadership. What do you want him to say? His biggest adjustment is the playoffs? Like I'm confused by the take actually, or how it's equivalent to saying like I have no weaknesses, or my one weakness is that I care too much. Like that's what J Mac was pretty much trying to say. Like I would say that when you actually say that you're not a great leader and that you need to grow and become a better leader, like I would say that that's actually like a pretty vulnerable answer, honestly. I mean, I think only after I reach a certain level of maturity would I be willing to admit that. Like I'd admit that now, but like back then, like I wouldn't admit that. I'm like, I'm a leader. Of course I'm a leader. I'm always a leader. I'm born to lead. And like he's not, like he's saying like, no, I need to work on being a better leader. I need to grow and evolve, and I need to do more. I need to speak up more. I need to do this. I need to do that. Like it's a pretty vulnerable thing to say. Honestly, it just feels like no matter what Lamar Jackson says, it's just like it's always wrong. When he talked about that he can get like nervous or something, they're like, oh my God, see, he admits he gets nervous. Then I had to go bring up clips of Patrick Mahomes talking about him getting nervous. I mean, like it's like we always kind of want to twist things up, and yeah, I think it's because he's not a great communicator. It's just he's not fluid and smooth in that regard, which is fine. Again, there's plenty of people that are not like that. And I think when you don't speak very smoothly and clearly, it's just easier for people to kind of fill in the gaps or speak for you. And it's why the quarterbacks who are just very, I mean, like even if you're a man of not many words, they do it for you then. Like a Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a very smooth talker, but he doesn't say a lot. He only says what needs to be said, and so they fill in the gaps for him. Patrick Mahomes goes on and on and on. People will listen. Dak Prescott. Trying to think of any other examples. Obviously, the Brady's of the world. Trying to think of anyone else. Jaden Daniels, smooth talker. But then when you have someone who talks a lot and then gets a little chippy, like a Baker Mayfield, it's like, right? And so it's like in a lot of ways, Lamar Jackson's a little bit of a hybrid where he doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, it may not be the most it might not be the smoothest explanation of something. And I think again, people just kind of jump to conclusions or fill in the gaps. And yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I think like, look, you got Lamar, right? His hair. He's wearing like wings or something. I don't really know what the heck he's wearing. He's in a ice bath with Kevin Hart, right? And so people are like, "What is that?" And you compare it to a Patrick Mahomes, who's like all buttoned up. He's like doing his commercial for State Farm, his 10,000th commercial for State Farm. And he's with some girl, Kay Adams, who's all like buttoned up and manicured and is just like very proper and formal. And Mahomes is just, right, like his back is straight. He's sitting on the thing and he's just talking and he's got his number and it's just, right, it's just smoother. It's the presentation of it. And it's like, yeah, and pretty much in that moment, Mahomes can say anything. Seriously, Mahomes can say anything and it will just feel and sound better. It'll be smoother because that's the presentation. I mean, they're like literally like on a set essentially. Literally filming a commercial, right? They got their mics out and they're just very proper. And you compare it to Lamar, and make no mistake about it, I'm defending this. Like, I'm not hating. I'm just saying the quiet part out loud. Like, optics mean something, and so just look at the title of the podcast. So, I just think that it's more of an optics thing. It's more of a presentation. Don't make it something that it's not. Don't make it something that it's not. I just yeah. I don't know, man. I do feel for Lamar in that regard. There was a question. I think it was this summer. Might have been at the end of last season where they were like, who needs it more? Who needs a Super Bowl more? And it was between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And it was just like, I really feel like Lamar Jackson needs it more. Not because he's not as great, not because history won't remember him as being an absolutely special talent, but I feel as though a Super Bowl for Lamar Jackson will benefit his legacy in such a more profound, louder, firmer way than it would for even a Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, who obviously already won one. It would just be so much more reaffirming, and I think it would really be so much more proof that it was like, this wasn't just a quarterback who could do really awesome, electric, exciting, dynamic things when we were watching him. This was a true leader, a true special talent, that just did it differently than what people are used to, or what people have seen recently. But make no mistake about it, the NFL is littered with players who kind of are going all in different directions. Whether you're Baker Mayfield, whether you're Dak Prescott, whether you're Jalen Hurts, whether you're Lamar Jackson, whether you're Joe Burrow, whether you're Patrick Mahomes. Like, they've all done it in different ways. They've all played different ways. They all have different energy to the media, to what they put out there, right? Again, Lamar Jackson talking about his biggest adjustment. He's in an ice bath and, wearing, I guess those are wings for whatever reason. I don't watch that channel. And Patrick Mahomes is talking about the birth of his daughter, Golden. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fundamentally different. And so you're going to get different reactions. His hair is all cut, perfectly manicured. Like, it's just one is proper, one is not. And so you just, just the way it goes, man. Just the way it goes. It is why Colin is so big on the whole hat forwards, hat backwards type of thing. It is a real thing. But like I said, do not make it something that it's not. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Lamar Jackson needing to be a better leader and a better playoff performer? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.